All right, music fans, welcome back. It's Dave, the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you right there. Yep, and just like this guy here. Joe Elliott from Def Leppard is talking a new Def Leppard album following this upcoming tour with Journey. The band plans on beginning work on that album immediately following the tour. Hence the difference, again, between Def Leppard and Journey, where Journey kind of gives a little lip service to the possibility of new music. Def Leppard seems to be delivering on that. And again, the difference between a unified band and a band that's not so unified, putting on kind of a happy face, that's Journey. Def Leppard seems to like one another. They seem to be creatively on the same page. And nobody is hooked up with a televangelist over on the Def Leppard side of the ledger. Just throwing that out there. Joe Elliott talks about his group Down and Outs, which he's still working on and for. Very glam rock oriented group. Joe is definitely like this Mott the Hoople guy. You can tell he really believes in that, and he brings that to Def Leppard. In fact, you know, you could throw Def Leppard, especially on, you know, their first couple of albums had that glam rock sort of characteristic to it. And even on the third and fourth albums, I believe there are elements that have really propelled that group forward, giving them a very unique sound. But I love the fact that Joe is involved in this Down and Outs project. Vivian Campbell is doing the Last in Line stuff, which is the Dio tribute. Well, it's not a tribute, but it's a band that sounds like what Dio would be like if he were still around. And also Phil Collin did this Delta Deep project, this real authentic blues-oriented album, which I would highly recommend because I was listening to that a few months ago. It may be a shock to some of the Def Leppard fans' systems, but it's pretty cool to hear this type of music and Phil playing the guitar on it. And he's got just a killer lady who sings on this, and it's just an amazing album. But as far as Def Leppard, yes, and what's great about Def Leppard is they're working on an album after the tour, and I bet it will sound like Def Leppard. That's what's cool about Def Leppard, is they've remained true. They didn't go and reinvent themselves. I know, I guess when you get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, if you're Bon Jovi, for instance, reinvention is why you get in. Not being true to your nature, true to the sound that you invented, which Def Leppard has their own sound. You need to reinvent yourself so you can hit the imaginary top 10 on some meaningless adult contemporary chart. Your song will never appear on that radio station again once they you know, throw your song away after a few weeks or months. It's not going to be a recurrent. It's not going to be something you hear 3 or 4 or 5 years down the road. It's disposable. So Def Leppard, I give them credit for sticking to their guns and coming out with new music, which should be out, I bet you, sometime next year if they start creating in the fall. All right, I'm done with this video. I'll be back with more real music in real time for real people just like you right there and just like me right here, and we'll do it again real soon.